What up, everybody? It's Rob the Metal Guy, and I'm back at you with another video update. This time I'll be talking about a new punk release that came in the mail. Just got it yesterday. And then I'll be talking about some old stories. Yeah, because why not? Actually, if anything, for this release, I should be calling myself Rob the Punk Guy. But honestly, Rob the Metal Guy is a name I've just had for many years. I had the college radio show. That's what I was using. And there's an origin story even to the name Rob the Metal Guy that I could get into. But another time, another place. If you're interested, maybe I'll do a video, or if people have questions about certain things, yeah, I'll bring that up, that story. But anyway, let's get into the music and talking about it. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Check out my blog, the rockandmetaltemple.blogspot.com. It's called Rock and Metal Temple, but I have punk releases, new wave, post-punk, dungeon synth, ambient music of all different kinds. A variety of different types of music. If you're into just a plethora of underground artists as well, you know, even big artists, metal, rock world, check it out. Most recent review I did was for Hemotoxin, a Bay Area thrash band, death metal as well, kind of a mixture of thrash, death, also progressive elements. Really impressive new album that came out this year that I highly recommend checking out. They're called Hemotoxin. If you want to see the review, it's going to be the first one on the blog. I'll post the link in the description if you're interested. And I would describe it even as very similar to that of Death, especially if you're a fan of Human. It reminds me of that a bit. Also, technical thrash bands from the late 80s, early 90s. You have bands like Forbidden, Toxic. There's those elements as well that are kind of sprinkled in. But the singer-guitarist, Michael Anthony Chavez, talented player, so check it out. But getting to the new album that just came in, it's actually an EP kind of release. This is Dollhouse, New York City punk band. Really enjoying it. It's called I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. I listened to this release first when it was on a YouTube channel called No Deal. I follow No Deal. If you haven't, check out that channel. The person who runs No Deal, I've been following now, gosh, 5 years, 6 years maybe. I mean, in 2019, I remember I was really having a great time finding these good punk bands, hardcore, old school, hardcore punk bands, right? Checking them out, and just thanks to No Deal's channel, right? I picked up quite a few releases through, you know, hearing an artist that was on that channel. And Dollhouse, that was where I first heard Dollhouse. I believe it was 2019, the demo release, which I have on the Bandcamp. I don't have any physical copy of that. I'd love to get that somehow on a vinyl release or cassette, but yeah, that was a self-titled EP, and it was on that channel. I remember No Deal, and just completely blown away. I like the singer, I like the lyrics, the sound of the guitars, that old school, just savage, nasty, pissed off punk. Lyrically, I feel that Dollhouse goes for something of more personal feelings of dealing with depression, just anxiety, suffering, you know, the suffering through the toughness of life. Where, you know, some punk bands, of course, are singing about anti-military, anti-government, yada, yada, yada. We've heard it all before, right? You know, the corporations are poisoning us. Okay, yeah, that's great. I've heard too many of the hardcore punk bands that to me sometimes they start to just, they sing the same damn thing over and over, which isn't bad at times. I don't mind an artist that's coming up with songs that are anti, you know, military industrial complex or the atrocities of war. No, there's some good punk releases that I have and I've listened to that are about that. Yellow Cake from Arizona. I love their the release they put out, Can You See the Future? I actually have the shirt of that I bought from Yellow Cake. But Dollhouse to me just stands out because of the singer and the way the lyrics sound and the way the music comes out. Just the energy, the attitude really just stands out from everybody else. And that's why I said to myself, I want to pick this up and give a shout out to the label Toxic State Youth Services. Toxic State, I've listened to quite a few artists actually that were on the channel No Deal that then had their releases that were sold through Toxic State Records. That's what it's really called, but they have here Toxic State Youth Services, that they're trying to reach out to the youth, which is probably a good thing because the youth right now should be listening to this stuff. Probably save them from that TikTok pop shit, you know, they've been listening to that turns these kids into dumbasses, and I could go on a whole rant about that. But you see here, you got to give a shout out too to the label. When it came in the mail, it was not damaged, well packaged. They taped it up pretty good, and can't complain about the packaging. You know, sometimes when you order from these punks, I gotta be honest, you never know what you're gonna get. You can get, you know, a box that's dinged up, looks like a dog chewed it. Maybe the mailman chewed it. In this area, you know, our mailmen or mail women are sort of criminals in a sense, because we actually had a mail person hit somebody's car and then flee the scene. It was a hit and run, caught on camera. And yeah, good job, Postal Service. So, no, I'll give a shout out to the Postal Service, though, when they delivered this. No issues. So, gotta bring that up. But yeah, hit and run mail people in in my city. Beautiful San Ramon. Anyway, let's see here. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about, get the lyrics. This is really well done, the packaging. Gotta give a shout out to whoever came up with this. Got this lyrics, Dollhouse. Got the doll, she covering her eyes. Maybe Anthony Weiner, that creepy guy, the congressman, or what was he? I forgot what he was. He sent a picture of his dick to her on her phone. He sent a dick pic and she's freaked. But anyway, that creep. Yeah, I like the lyrics here. You get to see them. Really well printed. My favorite song is probably I Hate You, Don't Leave Me, but Be Nice to Me Part 2 is really good. And then So Hollow, I like that as well. Really, really good lyrics. You also get a poster here. Show you. It came with it. As you see, clever art too with the doll. Sort of looks like going through a crisis, sitting in the room, the bed. It's messy. There's pill bottles all around. I wonder if she just saw the new Strangers movie, because maybe that would make you go crazy. I'm hearing bad reviews about it, and that's kind of upsetting, because I was hoping, as if you are familiar with this channel, if not in past videos, I'll give some context here. I talked about how I was a big fan of horror films, and The Strangers horror film I liked, and then I liked The Strangers Pray at Night, which was the second film. I liked those films. I thought the director for Pray at Night did a good job with some of the scenes. Going off on a side little rant here. And so, yeah, I liked what that film did and the incorporation of the music. And I said, okay, they're enjoyable slasher horror films, right? Killing, break-in, suspenseful horror films. Especially the second film. I thought it went from more of the suspense, terrorizing people, to more of like a slasher horror film, which I liked. Third film, coming out, it actually just came out in May this month. So I believe this past week, and I don't know. It came out, and I was going to see it with my friend, but my friend's been very busy. So I was like, okay, we'll hold off. But then I'm starting to wonder, man, I'm seeing the reviews for it, and it looks bad. I'm telling you, this one reviewer, the way that they described it, has me worried. And it's something, the problem with modern horror films in general, I feel they've done these kind of remakes, or they're continuing films, or they're going off in directions, and also the caliber of actors and actresses they're hiring. Just the trailer alone, I was a bit uneasy about one of the choices. I mean, the girl seemed like some girl they picked off of OnlyFans, and she didn't, her acting looked wooden. I was kind of like, oh no, man, this is not good. But hey, hopefully she gets killed. So hey, that's why I want to see The Strangers for. You know, the dumb bimbo gets killed. That's why horror films are great. When, you know, the people that are obnoxious, you don't like, in the end, they get it. Well, then I'm hearing stuff from the reviewer and how the film's shot and how there's some scenes that are just so ridiculous. So it's one of those, maybe I shouldn't have read the review, but then maybe it's a good thing, because I don't want to go to a theater and spend, especially in our area, like in the Bay Area, you don't realize this, but movie tickets, man, whoa, they've gone up. So why do I want to spend money for a film that's going to like be crap, right? Or just be ugh. You know, I mean, there's some films I've seen in the theater that's like, I'm going into this knowing, okay, it's just, I'm going to see it because my friend wants to see it. And I know at the end of the day, it's going to suck, but it'll be funny how bad it is. This is a film where I'm thinking it's going to be bad, and there's just no redeeming quality. It's so bad I can't even laugh. So I might just wait for it to come out on TV or streaming. I don't think I want to go to the theater for this one. The new Alien film, I will check out though. I'm interested in that. Anyway, Dollhouse. They're an awesome band. You gotta check them out. In this release, I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. They still have, I believe, copies available from Toxic State Records. So, and also the Bandcamp. Dollhouse has all their music there if you enjoy old school punk. Really, really solid riffs too. Really like the riffs. Reminded me of like the Adolescents at times. So there you go. And then also I wanted to bring up, because you're talking punk. Here's a punk band that from the Bay Area, crust punk band that I'm just a big fan of. Seen them live a couple times. Kicker. This is their debut album, Not You. Get a little better view of that. The artwork is amazing. The Andrew Buzikoff, I probably butchered his name, but he did a lot of artwork for Tank Crimes bands. He still does. Very talented artist. I apologize if I butchered your name there, Andrew. But this one I like because it takes, you see a little of the band, and you see some of the characters in Oakland, like the guy that has the bus that has the F yeah, and I think he has a chicken too. I don't know if I've seen that, but I might have seen that bus one time when I was down there. He's an interesting character, supposedly. He drives around, and there's a lot of people that live in buses and vans in Oakland. So, but he's one of the ones that stands out, and he's actually on this release. And then you've got some Landmarks, and I just know it's really good artwork. But the music, great old school sounding, pissed off punk. These guys are actually older veterans. They played in bands. I mean, Dystopia, Neurosis. The singer Pete the Roadie, he roadied for the Subhumans. If you haven't heard Kicker, you got to check this first release out. It's really good music. I love the last song on it, Bored, because it has a bit of a post-punk feel to it. And great riff. I mean, again, the guitarist, he played in Dystopia. So that kind of gives you an example of why Kicker sounds so good. You have these really talented veteran musicians. And when you see them live, they put on a great show. It's fun as hell, man. And here is their second full-length album, Render Obsolete. Again, great artwork. Just sitting there, this little punk enjoying the day, and looks like a very, very happy world. And then if you open it up, you get more cool artwork. There's some songs on this that kind of deal with the future, technology, jobs being replaced, outsourced. And yeah, one of the songs on this, I got to see them. It was the first time I think they played live, or it was when they first started playing live before this album came out, was You Can't Take Me Anywhere. A song I really enjoy. So actually, this album, when it came out, I remember I put it on my top 10 albums of that year. I'm trying to remember exactly. Was that 2016? I believe so. And I always told people about it. I actually had a poster too that I had bought from a concert. And speaking of, because this is Memorial Day weekend, I wanted to bring up that I was just in San Jose. And sure enough, this weekend is also the weekend where they have Fanime. And if you're not familiar, Fanime is where in downtown San Jose at the convention center, you have a whole bunch of anime manga fans dressing up as the characters. You have vendors. You just have, it's like a whole anime celebration, right? And the cosplayers. And back in, it was 2014, I saw Kicker performing with this other punk band, iconic band from back in the late 70s, early 80s, called the Avengers. They actually opened for the Sex Pistols when the Sex Pistols came through and toured the U.S. and played in San Francisco. So I went to that show, and sure enough, looking back, because today it reminded me, and I also got a notification on Facebook because I had a photo where it was me and it was Pete the Roadie and I standing outside of the Blank Club. That's where they play that night. And so today when I saw some of the people dressed up in cosplay, and also my family, we went to the Japanese market. So my nephew, he got some manga books, and I went to the market and got some Japanese soda that I really like. Really good stuff. I also got this new soda that I had not come across called Shonen. It's like an orange cream. Really good. But anyway, getting back to the story. that when I saw it in 2014, Kicker and the Avengers, I didn't realize that Fanime was happening. And again, if you can see, I got Nico Robin. I do enjoy anime. I have a manga collection. I do like that as well for many years. But at the time, I don't think I wasn't following, like, I knew of Fanime, but I was like, what the hell's going on? I saw all these people dressed up walking around the streets as I was trying to find parking at the time, going, they're not going to Kicker and the Avengers. I know that, you know, it'll be a decent turnout, but these are not and then I realized it's Fanime. Oh my goodness. So here it is. I'm going to go see Kicker and the Avengers, and you have all these people dressed up in cosplay just walking the streets. And to me, it was not a big deal, but I'm sure for people who had no idea what was going on. And Pete the Roadie made some comments, right? He was joking, he's like, I hope none of you people here tonight are cosplaying as punks or something. Gosh darn it. Like, you could tell a guy like that was probably having fun getting to see all the people dressed up. And it was a trip, right? And even, I think he made some comment like, you know, after the show, we're going to go terrorize the cosplayers or something. The punks are going to take to the streets and, you know, have fun. And I'm going, oh, Pete, please don't. A lot of these people, I you know, in high school, I knew kids that were into the cosplay and stuff. I don't know if they're ready for the world of punk. I think but I've heard some crazy stuff at these conventions. Let's not kid ourselves there. There's some kinky, weird stuff going on at the these cons, especially the one in, I hear, Florida. I don't know, man. You know, here it is. You get these kids like my nephew reading One Piece, and then I'm hearing what's happening with the girls dressed up like Nami and Bo Hancock at Bo Hancock and Nami. I'm gonna repeat myself there because I mispronounced it, but he'd get on me because he's a One Piece expert. But what those girls are doing, I'm sure my nephew, he'd go, ah, if he saw what they were doing. Because it's crazy. It's crazy how this has infiltrated, this perversion. But I remember that too before I was going to the Kicker and the Avengers. There was like some guy taking photographs, like telling these girls like, oh, I'm a professional photographer. Here, come down this way. And I'm like, why are you going down that way? And he's like taking photos where here's a wall. And then sure enough, there's like the Greyhound bus like just across the way. And there's like a bunch of homeless people, drug addicts just looking like, what the hell is going on? Why are all these people dressed up? And I'm sure some of those people were high and they were thinking maybe this is just part of the trip. But no, there were actual people dressed up like little Japanese anime characters. So that was something I just wanted to bring up. I remember that time. And today, going down there and seeing the people dressed up for Fanime, getting ready, just brought back that memory, right? And it also brought back the fact that I enjoy anime, manga, and I also enjoy punk music. So it's kind of like the blend there. And yeah, there you go. And I would like to go to Fanime. It's weird as they make you wear a mask. Now, again, I understand some people want to be cautious, protective, but like most of the places, like, again, the Ritz in San Jose doesn't make you wear a mask. So it's not the city that's forcing it. It has to be whoever's putting on the convention. Find it to be a little odd. Hey, to each their own. I think eventually I'll definitely want to check it out. As my nephew gets older and he's into it, he might want to say, hey, can we check out Fanime? I'd say, sure. Just don't be surprised if that person you think dressed up as a certain character from one of your animes, you go up and it's a female character. Don't be surprised if it has a deep voice and is actually a guy. Because there are those, and I'm sure my nephew, again, his reactions, because my nephew's just great at that, he'd go, ah! Just he's hilarious. I could just see it. And speaking of great reactions, check out the video on my channel where he sees I bought a new guitar. I still, it makes me laugh every time, because I knew I was filming him. Like, when he sees that this is a guitar that came in for delivery, oh, he's gonna have a great reaction. And then also my dad too is in it. He kind of laughs at at my most recent purchase. Yes, the 12-string Schecter Corsair Wayne Hussey model. Wayne Hussey from The Mission, The Sisters of Mercy. Yes, I do have that now in my guitar collection. But anyway, I hope you people enjoyed this. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Rob the Metal Guy. Signing off here. If you have any questions about the releases I've talked about, Dollhouse, Kicker, definitely drop a comment. I will respond. All right, everybody. Have a good Memorial Day weekend, I believe, here. So, yeah. Have a good one, everyone. Later.